Good afternoon. Yes, this is Spirit Journey. How you guys doing? It is again another beautiful, beautiful Sunday. It is absolutely gorgeous. Today it's about in the let's see, I think it was 79 or 80 degrees, and yesterday it was about 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Today's a little warmer, but just as beautiful. You get a nice breeze, and the sun, as you can see, is out. It's really nice. You have people playing games, a lot of people just sunbathing here. It's beautiful. Yeah, I want to just, what is that expression? Count my blessings. I see I do have a lot of blessings, and sometimes we take our blessings for granted. Yes. Yeah, I know living in a big city, sometimes you're concerned about money, how you're going to pay your bills, or maybe there's social issues, there's strife, or you have health issues. But sometimes you get that really wonderful, wonderful moment where, despite what's going on around you, there are other things that you could focus your attention on. And that is the now. And the now for me is lying down on my blanket here. It's beautiful grass. I was just doing a little stretching earlier. I need it. Yeah, this is really nice. It's very, yes, hello viewer, hello. Yes, so here's the only thing that we have is the now. Sometimes we think about the past and then we worry about the future. But wow, sometimes when you have an opportunity to just say, wow, this is nice. I mean, it's a nice breeze out here. It's nice. It's very caressing to the body. And again, I was just doing stretches and it feels good to just like do the back stretch. You go on all four like a dog and then you bend, you arch your back. It really feels nice. And I think when my body starts to get tight, I think it's telling me something that I'm acting tight. Yeah, so it's a good reminder that when you feel your body getting tight, that's a sign that maybe you need to relax and stretch yourself out to extend yourself, to spread yourself out a little bit. Yeah, because if you get too tight, that's when a lot of accidents could happen. You bend down to get something and then you pull a muscle. Yes, I'm very happy right now. My mind is relaxing and it is a good feeling. Let me know too if I'm not talking loud enough. I'm live streaming on my iPad. I've been having problems. Yes, hello, new viewer. Yes, good afternoon. I'm just getting started. And if you like to, you can just type in hello so I can say hello back. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of people around. A lot of people just relaxing and everything. But yeah, I want to talk to you about something in the spirit of giving thanks with everything. And those of you who have been following along on my spirit journey, that sometimes go like up and down in my feelings about things. But I would say my core, my central self is really someone who wants to be one with everyone, to be at peace, to pursue peace. I like talking to people, and I like looking at physical beauty. I like looking at art and things like that. And sometimes in my speech, with my videos, in my journey along the way, there's a lot of bumps too. And so it is reflected in, yes, my volume is tuned all the way up. Okay. Thank you, Isa. Yeah, I'll try to speak up louder. Yeah, thank you again. Yeah, um, let me make sure that the speaker's not blocked. Yeah, yeah, the speaker's on the side. Let me try to climb up a little more. Yeah, in all these things, sometimes you have to really focus and really get in tune with what you're saying. And that's why also on my videos, I try to look at my older videos to see what I'm saying and to see if there's like a pattern on what I'm discussing. And sometimes hearing yourself talk, it ministers to myself. And I say, maybe I should have said this, or, how it might come across. And it could convict me. Or some things could be encouraging. Hey, yeah, yeah, you're on the right path. But in giving thanks today, I was I initially was going to talk about the pyramid. I will talk about the pyramids. It was just this insight that came to my attention when I was reviewing someone's video that talked about pyramids. But there was this lady that I met. Oh, okay, yeah. There was this lady that I met. I, I, I don't know her name. She's an older lady. She's about, uh, she could be in her 70s or even 80s. She's a Caucasian woman. She's extremely, extremely thin. I would say emaciated. She's always in um, good mood. She has a good spirit. But you see how frail she is. She can walk, with some pep, but the fact that she's very emaciated looking. And she always has something positive to say. I want to say that again. She always has something positive to say to me. And I'm grateful for that. Again, I don't know her. She does live in my building. And I used to walk my dogs very early in the morning. And I think that's where I initially saw her. She doesn't have dogs, but I would see her when I'm walking my dogs usually. And she always says things like, "Oh, your hair looks nice. Oh, I love your outfit." But really, but genuine, and again, I think the best compliment is coming from your peers or your elders. And again, we're not from the same ethnic group, um, but still, I'm flattered. But about, I think it might have been 2 weeks ago, we were talking. No, we were outside, and she again. I don't really know her. I know her by face, and she walks over to me and gives me a nice compliment, and then she starts telling me that, just spilling her guts and says, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. I was going through chemotherapy, and as we all know, chemotherapy is treatments for cancer. If you have cancer, you get these chemo things, and it has really bad side effects." And she said that it was very hard, and she was on her way actually for more chemotherapy. She was able to walk to her appointments, and then she also added that her husband had passed away last year, and here she's doing this chemotherapy now. So here she had a death of her spouse, and on top of that, chemotherapy. In all that drama, she always had something positive to say to me, and in good spirits. And so when I walked out today, outside my building, and no, I'm sorry, we're in the hallway of the building that I live in, and she was passing me a nice compliment and how beautiful the day is. And I remember the conversation that I had with her about 2 weeks ago about her chemotherapy and her husband passing away. So I want to I want to thank people like her. And here she's a stranger. I don't even know her name. I know nothing about her really. And for her to take the time to say hello, to say something positive, and again, enough of her race or ethnicity, and yet she extend that. And why I say it like that, that she's not from my background, that here I have people who may be relatives or family members and not near as nice as she. And I know with the racial tension that is happening in the United States, of people talking about racism and about blacks and whites against each other. And then I'm reminded about this one lady, and here she has a very giving spirit, giving of herself, of she's not being focused on herself. She's saying, hey, you look nice today, oh, it's beautiful outside. So she's making something positive of a situation. And we can be, people in general, including myself, could be very focused on the negative and starting to generalize that certain peoples are a particular way. And so I'm happily reminded that not everybody has certain baggage, and it's beautiful to be proven wrong and not say that all people of a particular group are this way or that way. So life is teaching me and reminding me that despite the illusion of the racial climate or the ethnic climate or the war climate that's on this planet, excuse me, that it's never 100%. And so I'm humbled by this woman to take the time and speak kindly, kind words to me. It really, it's what makes this world worth living and worth giving thanks. And so I want to give this moment right now to the universe. Thank you. I thank you, universe, for your kindness and to just give me a nice word of encouragement that there's somebody out there who is giving me attention and just passing a greeting. So I want to just thank her for this, for, give her thanks to the universe, for her kindness. And may she get healing in her body. May she, feel young again. Maybe she already feels young, but to give her physical youth, so whatever what days that she has left in life, that she receives the best what life has to offer. I think I'd like to maybe take her out for some tea or something like that. Something just to extend a thank you, yeah, because she's, not working and she lives alone. So maybe it could develop into a nice cordial friendship and make sure that she's okay and everything. I feel when someone treats you well and means well to you, to extend back to that person. So that's really what I wanted to say up front. Yeah, I just felt it necessary in this. But what I would like to talk about now, as I mentioned in the title of this live stream about the pyramids. Like for those of you who caught my live stream yesterday, it was a long live stream. It's about an hour long, and I think it's toward the latter part of the stream I started talking about pyramids. And the pyramid, like um, most of the things I'm going to say is, things that you probably have heard. But this one particular thing I want to say. But the first thing, what you all basically know, that the pyramids, like the pyramid in Egypt, that it it's it's like a marker. It's something positioned where it is for specific reasons, and again, that I don't know why in that specific location, but there are many theories about that. like the I'm sorry, like Orion's belt. They said it's alignment with that. Again, I don't know. And it also represents territory. And yes, definitely, I believe that as well. Territory and domain, meaning that where you see that, and everyone else who's in the know knows who who's the pyramid belongs to or where it comes from. You know, it's like ownership. Like you notice with the alleged Apollo 11 when they put the American flag on the moon. So they put that American flag again as a marker to let others know, oh, okay, this nation had claimed this territory. So it's a marker and a territory slash domain, meaning ownership. So someone from long ago was saying that this spot is owned by somebody. And then the other thing that the pyramid is, in my opinion, is that it serves as an antenna. Yes, an antenna. What is an antenna? An antenna is something that could transmit signals and retrieve signals. It's a communication device, the pyramid. Who is doing the communication? I don't know. And I don't know whether it's something that's still in operation. Once again, the outside of the pyramid, it used to have this, it's called soapstone. And you can actually scratch it with your nail. And it was something that was polished. So it used to be bright white. But a lot of that limestone fell off of it, you know. So only thing you see now is the stone that's underneath. So yes, it's a communication thing. Okay, and I also noticed also that like what's obvious about the pyramids. For one, it's really big, so you could see it from far, far away, whether from land or up in the sky, you know. So also, it's the fact that it's made out of stone. Stone is very durable, extremely durable, and for all the years that it's been around, it's it's survived earthquakes, it's survived drought, it's survived the sun baking on it, it survived, I think at one time it was flooding. So all these things, warfare. Yes, it survived warfare for all these thousands and thousands of years. These pyramids. So I feel the designer of the pyramid, that they meant it to last a long time. And again, a lot of things that are made, they already know upstairs in their head how long they want this thing to last. Like even today, when people make, like I went to this place where I got my cell phone, and they said the lifespan of these, like the iPhone, is only 3 years. They, some companies, and maybe even Apple, programs it, so to speak, or designs it, you know, the mechanics of it is to last X period of time. You know, like the buttons, they know, okay, the buttons are going to last X number of clicks on it, etc. So they know how long when you're going to start needing repairs or when you outright need another phone. And they was telling me it's 3 years. So I think the people who made this, they deliberately made it to last long, but how long? That I don't know. So the last thing I want to talk about, and I'd like to get your guys' feedback, what you think. I mentioned in yesterday's video very briefly that I think the pyramid is actually a soul catcher for use along with one's DNA, or what they call cloning, or what they call in the book of Revelation about the resurrection of the dead, or those who are alive in the Christ. And that came to me yesterday out of the blue. Like, as oftentimes in my videos when I'm speaking, a lot of times I'm just, I don't have my notes, whatever. I'm just winging it. And as I'm thinking and talking to you, something comes to my mind. And that one came to me. So I wanted to share that with you for today because I think it's very important. Because here you're talking about DNA. And do you notice, like, you have a lot of companies now that are stressing about people get their DNA done. Everybody get their DNA done. And what are they going to do with that? I feel some of these DNA companies are looking for a particular type of DNA. And I think, like, the people who are in power now are the latter people. They're not the indigenous people of the planet. And I think that they're looking for a particular genotype, actually. That's just my personal opinion. And so they're trying to find something here. They're doing all the, what do you call it, the diggings in these different sites all over the world because they're looking for something. And you find that you don't find like the indigenous people of that land or other parts of the world really concerned about these monuments. They just live alongside of it. They don't stress over it. But it seems like those people who do stress over it are usually people of Germanic heritage. And even in today's videos that I was watching, again, it was something in Mexico, this stone wall, and they discovered that it serves as a portal to other dimensions. And again, one of the people were a German background. So I just find it really interesting that in this archaeological studies, just start to notice who's actually doing the research, who's doing the digging, what universities are doing this. So why? And I'm starting to think that the latter immigrants to the planet are actually scouts, that they're to yes, the circle line. It might ring again, but okay. Yeah, so I think that you have people that live amongst us, and they're scientists. They're gathering data, especially around the 1700s. You had the scientists, and they were drawing pictures of what the plants look like, the seeds look like. It was like a frenzy. And these were specific groups in Western Europe. But everywhere else in the world, they weren't focused on that. They lived in the now. So, but I feel that things happen for a reason, and it's a reason why that they're doing these things, and possibly, again, it's just speculation. I don't know that maybe again, so the genes, and you have people who may be mixed with the latter extraterrestrials. So you have Earthlings mixed with extraterrestrial. So that you find that some groups are very knowledgeable. They're into science, and they have high IQs. Excuse me. And so they're interested in all these things. But I think they're interested in these things for a reason, because these ETs cannot live on this planet in their own self. So they need like a buffer. People who could handle the environment, but also able to communicate with the sponsoring group, you know. So, yeah, these are just some theories that I have out there, and it'd be very interesting as time goes on whether or not, you know, what other information they get regarding these pyramids. So again, my my speculation regarding the real purpose of these pyramids is that it could possibly be a soul catchers where all the spirits or souls are stored and then are sent to another domain, or they're portals for the new souls for the bodies that we have here on earth. So yeah, that's my theory. And what are your thoughts about that? Do you have you ever heard of anything like that? I've never heard of that theory before, but it's just something that I said it has to be for something. It's like a when you go to a bank, you have a safety deposit box. Now, what do we know about safety deposit box? Where it's housed in, it's like a thick door, impenetrable, and then you have little storage rooms for your valuables. So, same as the pyramid, it's something real strong, and it's to house something. Something has to go inside of it. So I'm wondering whether that it's to store stuff. And I'm wondering whether it's to store our souls or the ancient souls, especially the souls of those ancient Egyptians. Because again, remember the ancient Egyptians, that they were so interested to preserve their bodies and to mummify themselves and to mummify their pets and other animals and their servants because of a belief that they will someday have another life. Yeah, I believe they're going to have another life through DNA cloning. And the pyramids are right near where those mummies were. The mummies were not inside the pyramid, but they were stored in different places, the mummies, but nearby are the pyramids. And it's to house something. So that's all that I have to say regarding that. And does anyone have any comments regarding my possible theory on what the pyramids in Egypt are for? Yeah, so that's all that I have to say. And yeah, again, it's a beautiful day, and for us to really start giving our blessings, and regardless where our soul goes, when we go, the only thing that we do have control over is what we're doing now with our soul. And today is a beautiful day for celebrating life and to give you thanks. Give your thanks. Don't be afraid to talk to other people out there because there's always someone that needs a encouragement. So start encouraging others, you know, from the heart, and maybe this will open up your life and my life, and maybe might open up the planet and save the planet. Okay, so yes, I want this love and peace for all people on the planet, regardless of your background. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys listening to this live stream this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Yeah, it's almost 2:45 in the afternoon here in New York City. So I thank you guys for listening. Peace and joy. Okay? Bye bye. Yes.